I
So
never
if
got
you
my
get
clotter
something-
ring until the very end. Till like right before I got married. That's when I finally got my clotter ring.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, because I fought and fought and fought for years.
And I finally was like, I'm sick of my own.
Yeah.
Remember that?
You never got yours?
I bought my own.
Because I was
Remember
told
that?
that you got yours.
That's because I bought my own.
I was told.
So after I remember sitting down.
Robyn told me that Dad got you a ring.
No.
What did it do?
So
what?
I was.
The clotter ring. Like, remember how we got the earrings for Truly in Ireland?
Uh-huh.
And Savannah's clotter ring in Ireland?
I'm like, when
Mykelti bought her own.
Miss Mykelti, Willie, Christine, and her husband David were on Patreon. Last week, we discussed a lot of topics, including Legos, blending families, creating a second book, discussing a book while on a book tour, parenting, and integrating families. Additionally, Mykelti shared a story about how she didn't have a clotter ring during the conversation. On the show, everyone received clotter rings, which they said were a family emblem. Do you remember those? Christine described the ring clot in her book, how Cody would give them to everyone, how she eventually went out and bought real earrings, and how they even got Savannah a ring clot. And Mykelti revealed on her Patreon that, in reality, Cody never gave her a clump of rings. Actually, she got into difficulty because she wasn't acting appropriately, so her father decided not to give her a bat mitzvah because she didn't deserve one. She also related a story of being caught in a room with her girlfriend when they were approximately the same age. She did really have a girlfriend. Welcome to TLC Flicks, your ultimate destination for all things reality, drama, and binge-worthy moments. From shocking twists to behind-the-scenes secrets, however. Considering this tale, followed by the way that Cody made Mykelti, since Mykelti has so many stories about growing up that were never broadcast, it was hilarious to sit down and talk about hormones in the lips and the importance of not kissing someone before marriage. A lot of stuff happened at Christine's house, including Mykelti and Aspen reportedly throwing knives at each other, and she was the laid-back mom. There you have it, Mykelti was. It's okay that we never found out about her entire girlfriend. She was in serious danger after being discovered to have hickeys on her neck. After attending a party at a college while in high school, she called her mother because she was quite drunk. Her mother then went to pick her up and promised to come collect her as long as she called. She simply didn't want her to drive. Christine had to deal with Mykelti a lot, but the show never mentioned it. Thus, Mykelti had a bit of a manic episode. She experienced a great deal of revolt. It's okay that she dated both boys and girls, but this was a major issue for Cody. I don't know exactly what caused this, but Mykelti got into trouble, and because of that, Cody decided that she wouldn't get a clotter ring. Cody didn't like that she didn't behave, that she didn't follow the rules, that she didn't do what he wanted, that she was being disobedient. Additionally, it appears that Christine chose not to get her daughter a clotter ring. In order for Mykelti to receive a ring clot, Christine had to battle. In the end, Robyn reportedly informs Christine that Mykelti had to explain to her mother on this Patreon that, No, I never got a cluttering ever, after Cody gave her a clotter ring. I purchased it myself. Therefore, Cody decided to get similar rings for his girls as a family memento. I don't know, anything like a purity ring or a prompt. I believe she discussed it in that manner. It's sort of a purity ring, but it's not one, Celty. It serves as a reminder that Daddy loves you and considers you a member of the family, but he also wanted to do this especially for the daughters. Furthermore, these rings aren't really that pricey, to be honest. They're like $50, she remarked. He's not really making an effort. By the time he appears on TV, this has happened. He therefore had the funds. She wasn't acting the way he wanted her to, though, you know. She then purchases it on her own. It's clear that Christine is unaware of what transpired. As you can see in the opening of this film, she states, "But Robyn told me that you got one from Dad." Up until this point, Christine was unaware that Cody had never purchased the ring for her and that Mykelti was the one who had to do it. And that got me thinking about something rather Mykelti. For a long time, I thought Robyn was this wonderful woman in her life who loved her without conditions. Furthermore, it appears to me now that Mykelti was a highly disobedient child, and that's okay. I was a pretty rebellious adolescent, and in a culture like this, when everyone is expected to be the same, toe the line, look the same, talk the same, act the same, and believe the same, being rebellious isn't a terrible thing. Therefore, a large portion of her actual rebellion is quite typical. In high school, it's even common to consider who you like, who you are, what you're thinking about, and whether you want to date girls. Do I want to go out with guys? Whatever it is, many youngsters experiment with and consume alcohol. Not that it's against the law, but rebellion is a natural part of adolescence, and Robyn seems to have taken advantage of Mykelti's vulnerability and sense of abandonment, which was evident from the other members of the family. It seems that the older children in her age group disagreed with Mykelti. They believed she was misbehaving and careless, and they actually had some of them because she was so, having fun outside of the cult. Didn't agree with her. As a result, she struggled to fit in and didn't get along with some of the older females. Therefore, Robyn intervened, jumped in, and gave her the impression that she was respected, correct, and cared for. She took advantage of that. On the other hand, Robyn was receiving information from Mykelti regarding her household with Christine, correct? That being said, Robyn is well aware that she lied to Christine, saying that Cody had purchased a ring for her, and she never got this clad ring. Basically, what I'm discovering about Robyn is that she is prepared to cover for Cody and tell lies in order to put an end to his turmoil, whatever it may be. She'll tell him a falsehood. She will abuse his children. I mean, consider the damage that falsehood causes to Mykelti. Christine won't go to her husband or father and tell him, "You need to get a Mykelti ring," if she believes her daughter has already received one. I've had enough of this. That would give the impression that Christine wasn't standing up for her daughter, that she wasn't fighting for her, or something like, "Treat her like your daughter, and you have to earn this in order to be my daughter," with the cloud of rings that Cody had. So, by lying to her mother, Robyn was purposefully ruining Mykelti's connection with her mother. Isn't that right? Mykelti has been unable to figure out why she isn't getting this clattering correct for a long time. She discovers that she is closer to Robyn at this time and doesn't get along well with her mother. I'm curious how many times Robyn misled her about Christine, causing a split and mistrust in their relationship. In addition to forcing you to work for your relationship and earn the right to be his child and to be loved, Cody's wife challenges you to be loyal to her by setting you against your own mother. She can also obtain information about her mother from you, which she can then provide to Cody. I truly feel sorry for Mykelti because she met Robyn when she was, I believe, around 12 years old. She felt like she didn't belong with anyone because she was so much of an outsider with her older sisters, so she thought Robyn was loving and accepting her. However, she was unaware that she was given to a wolf and was in a lion's den with this manipulative woman who was setting her against her mother, against her siblings, and putting who knows what kinds of ideas in her head, all the while declaring her love for Mykelti. She is also her baby, but has Robyn mentioned Mykelti at all? All these years later, when they are discussing the purchase of a new home and Robyn says, "Oh, and all the grandkids will come here?" Has anyone questioned her about Mykelti? Has Mykelti ever come up in conversation? Nothing. It saddens me to consider that these children are not just raised in a setting where their father feels that they must act and perform a specific manner in their own home. They discussed in this video and in this Patreon, which I did not show you, how everyone felt that they couldn't be themselves while they were still with Cody because they had to act a certain way all the time. As a result, the kids didn't always feel comfortable, like they really didn't, and they weren't sure how to act because they weren't sure what to do. Was going to receive from her father, or what she would receive from her surroundings. To win Cody's approval, Christine had to consistently behave in a particular way. In order to win his affection, they had to perform for him all the time. They then had to pretend to be the best dad on the show and perform for him. This made me realize that Christine is referring to Robyn's constant performance, which she does for Cody and, to get what she needs and wants. But in her own way, she became that thing after that, and she subsequently messed up the lives of children to obtain what she wanted and achieve what she wanted. Mykelti has a lot of negative things to say about Mary, and she refuses to let Mary in her life be involved with her child. And I know that. I hope she reaches a point where she understands the psychological damage that Robyn caused her, and that she will come to the conclusion that Robyn is just as toxic as Mary, if not more so, because Robyn won't hit you, yell at you, or mislead you into believing that she is the only person who can help you, save you, or protect you, while simultaneously putting you in danger from those who truly want to keep you safe. Furthermore, I am aware that Mykelti and her mother have had to work hard to get close, but the amount of harm Robyn inflicted on Christine and her kids is abhorrent. She might also obtain what she needed. She might also make Christine more erratic. She may also vent her resentment toward Christine, whom she likely saw as a romantic rival. I don't think Cody and Janelle were intimate since, for a very long time, I'm thinking that Christine was the only one having sex with Cody. Even while they say they believe it, I simply don't. That's what I thought. In this case, Cody is terrible, and Robyn is wicked for engaging in such behavior. And I'm happy that Mykelti is at last in a place where she can begin to think things through and clear her mind. Sharing your experiences requires a great deal of bravery, you know. Mykelti is very outspoken and vocally processing, and I know that many people give her a lot of flack, but she deserves to have a voice as much as everyone else. Yes, Cody Brown, the patriarch of sister wives, used to feel passionately that his love should be doubled rather than divided. But he would really like to take his daughter's love out of the picture. On the October 26th episode of the TLC series, Cody reminded the rancher that it was his responsibility to protect the 23-year-old mentally and physically when his and Robyn Brown's oldest daughter, Aurora Brown, brought home boyfriend Brody Otley. Comparing it to his 15-year marriage to his only surviving wife, Cody told Brody, "When you're protecting a girl like I want to protect Robyn, I'm trying to protect her from being hurt by me, when I'm protecting her from myself." Therefore, Cody wanted his argument to pierce a little further than Brody's explanation that he had handed the college student one of his pocket knives. Aurora summarized, "After a while, it's evident that my dad's talking about chastity. And it's clear to me that Brody is considering his strategy. I know how to use knives. I have mixed martial arts training." "She's fine, sir." The previous polygamist was obviously not interested in that kind of physicality. The 18-year-old father told cameras, "I just keep reminding Aurora and Brody to take care because I don't want my kids fooling around. It's almost always your responsibility to defend my daughter, even from yourself, I tell these young guys. You kiss the wife of another man until she becomes your wife when you are just dating. And you're kissing another man's wife if she doesn't end up becoming your wife." Therefore, Cody, who is also the father to Dayton, 25, Brianna, 21, Solomon, 13, and Ariella, 9, came to the conclusion with Robyn that, "I believe in chastity, like, don't take something away from them that doesn't belong to you. If you love my daughter, you'll love her as much as I loved her mother," Cody said, adding that love is also gentle and patient. "And until we were married, I refrained from touching her." He admitted that he was still married to his first 3 wives, Mary Brown, Janelle Brown, and Christine Brown, when he was courting Robyn. "I had an outlet," he freely acknowledged. "My wives and I are still in love." However, it wasn't until we were married that we truly had a physical connection. In the end, Brody managed to survive Cody's hard interrogation. "He wears cowboy boots," he added, summarizing the actual cowboy. "He is a horseback rider. He enjoys listening to music from the country west. He even has a guitar. The cliché of the rock and roll band's drummer is similar to that of the cowboy. Can I trust my daughter with a cowboy, for example? With this cowboy, I believe I can trust my daughter." To be honest, Cody has been much harsher on the boys his daughters have been pursuing in the past few years. Citing Mykelti Padrone's marriage to Tony Padrone, Madison Brush's engagement to Caleb Brush, and Aspen Brown's alliance with Mitch Thompson, Cody admitted, "I feel like I'm more discriminating now." After splitting from Christine in 2021 and then separating from Janelle and Mary, he continued, "It's a totally different story." In addition, he hopes it will result in a happier conclusion than the one he's experienced with his 3 previous wives. Regarding hurrying down the aisle, he clarified, "In the culture I came from, if I'm going steady with somebody at 22, it's because we're going to get married. After dating for a few days or even a few weeks, I was able to determine whether or not each experience was positive. Oh, that wasn't a good decision, I thought 30 years later, at the age of 25. And that's only a small portion of the wise words he has spoken throughout the 20th season of the TLC show. For other revelations from him and his ex-spouses, continue reading. In Sister Wives Season 20 premiere, Janelle Brown said that she is officially done with her ex-husband Cody Brown, as well as his attractive pecs and six-pack abs, and that she is taking a cue from Mary Brown. Throughout their 29-year marriage, they were never formally married to Cody. The patriarch's second wife explained on the September 28 debut, "I had sort of thought about a spiritual divorce a long time ago and didn't even realize it was an option. And so when Mary got one, I'm like, oh, hey Mary, who do I call?" Additionally, her ex-sister wife, who was given a spiritual release from their previous church due to abandonment, was more than willing to provide some information. Janelle said, "She has been kind of helping me get in touch with everybody." Madison Brush is still trying to atone for her father's transgressions. Madison, the second oldest of her and Janelle's 6 children, acknowledged on the September 28th episode that she's still having trouble adjusting to her continued distance from Dad Cody. The mother of 4 said, "You want your dad to show up?" during a confessional with husband Caleb Brush. "Reconciliation is what you desire. I'm upset because I still need to learn how to not be disappointed, even though I know I had a role to play. She's having trouble learning the lesson. I'm still learning how to just see him for who he is," she said. "I'm attempting to comprehend that perhaps he was unsure of how to arrive. He may be in pain. Additionally, he might not be prepared to give up much." With Mary, Janelle, his third wife Christine Brown, and their kids, Cody emphasized his need for healing, saying, "I think we're in an impasse here because this healing can only happen on their terms only." Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.